Hi everyone! So in this lesson we are going to be combining lots of things that we have learned about animating characters, getting characters to maybe speak and having a bit of a play around with Scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to get some of the Scratch characters on that I'm going to look at today. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here, we've got that cat. I'm going to go into the check the library and I'm going to click on people just so it's a bit easier. So I'm going to have the catcher, I'm going to go back in, people again. I'm going to have let's have a look, where are they? Can't see them when you're looking for them. Got the catcher, got the batter, there we are. And finally the batter, got the catcher, I'm going to get the baseball. There was one more, which one was it? The pitcher, there. So we should have our characters like this. I'm just going to pull them apart and I'm also going to get rid of the scratch cat just down here. So click onto the sprite, click onto the bin, and that's those characters that I'm looking for. Okay, we'll arrange them in a minute. I'll just separate them for the moment. Next thing we're going to do is go and get a background that we want. So I'm going to click onto the background here, the backdrop, onto the arrow, onto the magnifying glass, should I say, and I want some kind of base foreground there. Right, so this is where we arrange our characters. So we would have it won't be perfect because, to be honest, if I wanted that the actual picture here to throw the ball, I'd probably want the ball to be a bit, I would want him facing the character. Okay, I'd want him facing the batter. So that's job one. What we want to try and achieve during this session, which I'm going to talk you through, is we want the pitcher to look as if he's going to pitch the ball, throw the ball. We want the batter to then bat the ball, and then possibly we want this catcher to be in the background ready to catch the ball. We've also got this ball, so the ball will come from the pitcher, come over to the batter, and then be caught by the catcher. Okay, so I'm just going to put the ball there. We do want the ball to hide at some point. So first person we're going to look at is this character. The reason we're going to look at this character first, this sprite, is because he initiates the movement. When he moves, then the ball goes to her, then we'll get it to the catcher. Okay, so let's concentrate on this one first. So I can double click on him, or I can just click on him down here, and I'm going to tell him that I want to change costume. We know from hovering on him before that he changes costume. So I'm going to go to my events button and I'm going to choose a different one this time. I'm going to use the when the spacebar is clicked. When the spacebar is clicked, it will initiate all of the changes. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we want to control how this picture looks. We've got to be very specific because there's an action, okay, of how he starts to look, what he would look like next, and so on. So we're going to go to switch costume. It's going to be on A first. I'm going to put B in next. Then I'm going to put in C. And then I'm going to finally put in D. Now think back to what we've done before. What do we need in between each of these costumes so that it looks realistic and there's a bit of a delay? Have a think. Brilliant. Yeah, you are right. We're going to go over to our control and we're going to put in a wait button. Now I'm not going to put it in yet because I'm going to show you a little trick. We need to reduce the time. We might change that later on and do a bit of debugging. If you've got a mouse, you can click on your right key and a little menu appears and you can say duplicate. That just means you've got two of them. If you are on an iPad or tablet, if you do a long hold on top of it, then the button will appear. Okay. So now, instead of keeping going back and having to change all these, you can do that. Grab one and stick it and change it. You can do, but I can just quickly pop these in like so. Don't need that one, so I'll put that one back. So just pressing the space bar, now what happens? a little bit sooner. So I'm going to just debug. I think I want that to happen a little bit quicker and that to happen a little bit quicker. But the rest I'm quite happy with. When the spacebar's clicked. Now I need to look at where his hand is. It's not going to be perfect, but then we'll move this ball. The ball's got to move across, okay? So now we're going to code the ball. Click onto the ball. And we're going to have the same thing happen when, let's just grab that events button. When the space bar is pressed, we're going to get this ball to move over to here, okay? Now, I want you to think about this next part. We want the ball to appear like it's moving after it's been thrown. So what do we need at the very, very beginning before the ball starts to move? Yep, you're right again. We do need that wait button, but I'm going to just check how quickly he worked. It's half a second, so I'd say probably 1 second. Click back to my ball. 1 second will be enough, and then the ball will start to move. Okay. Now what we're going to do is concentrate on that ball. Now we've decided that it's going to wait a second until it moves. The pitcher's going to throw the ball. The ball's got to move, but as it moves, it's got to get closer to her so she can hit it. Okay, so we're going to go across to our motion. Now, what we can do, and this is really clever, is we can select where the ball is going to, the pathway the ball is going to go into. It's going to go smack. Okay. Now, if we look at our motion, not move, not turn, not go to, not glide, we're going to glide to. So we're going to put this one in here. Okay. Then we're going to move the ball a little bit, and you'll see that these numbers change. The coordinates where the ball is, X and Y, where the ball is on the screen will move. So I'm going to put that in next. I'm going to move the ball again. Go back and grab it. Can you see the numbers are changing? I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Excellent. A little bit, and then we're going to go glide 2. Keep going, glide 2. Keep going, glide 2. I think I'm happy there. Now, if you're a bit finicky like me, I know the ball would probably get a bit smaller each time, so I'm going to be a bit finicky here. You don't have to do this, but I feel like I need to. This is an extra bit. I'm going to go to my looks, and I'm going to, each time, I'm going to set the size to 100, then I'm going to set the size to, say, 80, then I'm going to set the size to 60, set the size to 50, set the size, and if you run out of room, just scroll down or make it smaller like that. I'm going to pull it up just so you can see it. Set the size to 40, set size to 30. Now the reason I use set size rather than this other one, change size by, yes, the ball will get smaller, but every time I want this program to play again, I would like the ball to go back to its normal size. So let's stop this and let's press that space bar. Happy with that, but there's one thing. Can you see how the ball jumps to his hand? I want the ball to start in this position here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my motion and I'm going to say go to here at the beginning. Wherever it is, it will start at that location. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. You could speed that up if you wanted to. There we are. Fantastic. Only other thing I want to happen is I don't want this ball to appear until it's being thrown. So I'm going to put in, this is again optional just because I'm a bit finicky. I'm going to say I want you to, and we're in this little looks one here. I'm going to zoom down a little bit. Can you see how I use that to zoom down? Looks. And I'm going to scroll down until I find show. I want a show, a hide, and possibly another show. So I want the ball to be hidden. Then as soon as he's thrown the ball, I want the ball to show up. He's going to show up, he's going to throw it, and then I think I don't need that one because the ball possibly might hide again, so I'm going to pop that one on the end. Okay, and I'll get rid of that one over there. Let's press our button. Just zoom up so you can see the whole code. Well, it's going. And fantastic. Our next job, should I say, is this batter. This batter needs to hit the ball, okay? Now, it's really important. Timing in this is really important because we know that the ball didn't move until the batter hit it, till the pitcher threw it. So the ball can't be hit until it arrives at her. So let's just go through how long it takes the ball to get there. So let's count down the seconds. We've got 1 second, we've got 1 second, 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. So that pitcher cannot, sorry, the batter should I say here, this batter cannot hit the ball until 7 seconds has passed. So we're going to go and get our events. We're going to go and grab our space bar, make it a bit bigger so you can see it. We're going to go and get that control button and we're going to say, you wait on for 7 seconds until you're allowed to hit the ball, otherwise we know you're going to miss. Now, this is where we want her to change her costume. So we're going to go to our looks. We're going to go to our costumes. How many? There's 4 altogether. So we're going to start her on A, then she's going to go to B, then she's going to go to C, then she's going to go to D, and then I think I'm going to make her go back to A so she looks like she's hit it and she's back to where she was. Okay, again, how do I make it look realistic? Well, I want there to be a little bit of a delay, but not too much, because if there's too much, she'll look like she's really slowly hitting the ball. So I'm going to say 0.1. That's 0.1 of a second. If I split a second up, a second's quite long when you're doing programming. Doesn't seem long when you're waiting, but it is quite a long time in programming. We'll put those all in there. Right, let's see if it works. It might not, so I'm going to double check. Press the space bar. Ball thrown, it's coming. Wait 7 seconds. So she's hit it. I'm quite happy with that. So last part of this project that we're going to look at is getting this catcher to catch the ball, okay, after the batter has tried to hit it, okay. So we'll click on her and just have a look at the catcher. I'm going to go across here to my costumes and have a look, and I've noticed when I click through them, there's one costume I don't actually want, which is this one here, the C, because I don't want her to catch it in the air. I want her to catch it out to the side. So I'm going to just get rid of that one, and I'm going to go back up to code. I know for every other sprite we use that spacebar to get the code to run. Also, I know that there's a timing. This catcher is not going to catch the ball until the pitcher has thrown it, then the batter hits it, and then she's going to catch it. So I'm going to just go and click on that batter and just see how long it takes her to receive the ball. So 7 seconds, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Let's just say 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So 7.4 seconds. So if we say 7.5, okay. So I'm going to just pop back to the catcher and I'm going to say, I want you now to wait 7.5 seconds before you try and catch the ball. So I'm going to pop onto control, grab my wait button, over we go, and just change that to 7.5. So she won't act until 7.5 seconds has passed. Okay. Next thing we need to do is go and change her appearance. We go up to this looks button, like we've done for the other ones. We're going to go and grab 3 of these, and we're going to change them. Catch A, catcher B, catcher C's not there, so there's catcher D, and we need to add in that little wait button, okay, just in the control here. So I'm going to do it like the other ones and just say about 0.2 seconds. You can tinker with this and just see what suits you if you want them to look like they're going to work a little bit quicker. So now remember, this is not what we've programmed to work. We've programmed the spacebar. So I'm going to press the spacebar and just check out what happens. Going along, that's it, all the way to the batter hits it, catcher gets it. So the last thing I want to happen with that ball is the ball to disappear. So I'm just going to jump back to my baseball. I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to say hide. So it almost looks like she's caught it. So I'm going to press the spacebar one last time and check if that works. So the ball's coming. She hits it. And it looks like the catcher has caught it. Okay. Again, remember, all these timings are really important. One has to move to the next and then obviously to the next character. So when you're looking at timings, if you do change any of the timings, just make sure that you see what impact it has on the actual program when it runs. Okay? Have fun and see what you come up with.